I have been so I played a ranger way back in at Summer Game Fest. That's when I first discovered it.
I say June.
Way back in June. Yeah. And really enjoyed what I played there. And I thought, okay, this game is really interesting. It was like a slide puzzle type game. Let me share the video in a second here. But playing this game, the way I want to summarize this game is there's a point where you start solving the puzzles. It's a very simple sort of slide puzzle type of game that ends up being incredibly deep when the puzzle aspect comes in. You're actually moving the world around. There's a point where I found myself living out this moment over and over and over again, and that is, oh, got it. Yes. Oh, got it. Yeah, I got the puzzle. Oh, and the game feels so good when you finally get a puzzle. You're just like, oh, yes, I got it. And then you feel so smart completing these puzzles, but then at the same time you feel very dumb because you almost always miss the easiest aspect of this puzzle. And that's just how this game is, and I think that's totally fine. Arranger is, God, it is such a wonderfully charming game. It is sliding puzzles. Here's a trailer. It is essentially this, like I mentioned, the sliding puzzle type of game that we've come across over and over again. Real simple idea, but you add the DNA of like a Legend of Zelda in there. So it's like this hybrid of like, there's like parts cozy and chill in this game, and then there's the moments where you get to like, I have no fucking idea what to do here. But it's so welcome because you'll be like scratching your head how to solve these sliding puzzles and get from one point to the other, or move an object here or other places. And you'll try over and over and over again, and nothing will work. And then like the answer will just appear. Like out of nowhere, you'll be like, oh, wait, I just have to move this over twice and move up. And I put the key in the keyhole, and that's it. And it always appears. And we're always kind of left wondering how we missed it, right? It's like, it's so cool from that respect. Like that shows you, that little scene there was like this, you have to kind of match up with this dude and go across. And if you're not careful, then the person will kind of cross over in your screen and you can't get past them. So you have to match what they're moving. You have to understand the world, understand the layout of the land, and you start to really kind of figure out, okay, I can go off one side, come out from the other side, go back, go forward, and do different parts of the puzzle solving that way. It's fucking beautiful, like from that standpoint, like knowing that like we have that answer, but maybe we just didn't look at the question the right way. Yeah, it's probably the right way to say it, best way to say it. You know, maybe we didn't like tilt our head to the right or to the left enough to see things a little bit differently. It's like I just had to move this one block over. You know, why didn't I get it? That was it. Like everything falls into place. Like, how did I miss it before? And that's constantly how I'm feeling when I'm playing this game. But I love that feeling. I love it because it's just kind of this wonderful, oh, the puzzles really do just keep going, just keep at it. They will solve themselves. And it's almost like a metaphor for like life in a weird way. Like there's like fishing sequences and matchmaking for animals sequences, and like light farming sequences, and puzzles within puzzles, boss battles. The boss battles are all super novel, by the way, because they'll go from like you get the sword to the tentacle and chop off a tentacle.
Yeah.
Very simple. But then there'll be a puzzle which is essentially, and you saw it kind of in that video, which is essentially you have to slide 3 mechanical birds in these perfect spots using a bell or a controller on the other side, and they're all over the place, and you have to line them up perfectly and move in different ways, because if you don't line it up, then you can't take out one of the eyes of the smile. It's just layers and layers and layers of really unique ways to utilize this sliding puzzle mechanic. It makes me feel smart. It makes me feel dumb at the same time. Like, oh man, I got it. Like, quickly becomes like, how did I miss this? And then it becomes, I wonder if anyone else missed it too. I hope no one saw me miss it. No one saw me realize how poorly I solved this puzzle. Everybody solves these puzzles poorly, and that's the whole point of this game. Just keep going, and I love that aspect of it. It's like the realization that everybody feels this. The puzzles, especially the late game ones, can be solved in a bunch of different ways.
I'll never forget playing the demo of Lego Brick Tales at PAX East that one year, and me solving a puzzle, and the dev guy that was there was like, I haven't seen anyone do it that way before. In the most demeaning way possible. Too.
Yeah, this game is weirdly demeaning in this standpoint, because you can solve a puzzle in the most roundabout way, and it'll take you. The game keeps track of how many steps you take. You can solve a lot of these puzzles in very few steps. And once I beat the game and completed it, I started it back up because I wanted to see how many few puzzle slide moves and steps that I could take to get to certain parts. Because once you learn the trick of where to go and how to go off the edge of one side and pop up on the other, you can cut 75 to 80% of your steps out of the game.
Except Dali's old man brain immediately forgets all of that.
Exactly. But it's so awesome from that standpoint, because like I said, there's so many different ways to solve all these puzzles. It's a simple game, but it really feels like one of those moments where you watch a chimp solve a puzzle in a way that humans wouldn't solve it. We're all the chimps in this game. We're all solving puzzles in ways that the developers of this game probably didn't intend or didn't know that we were going to solve it in this way. And I think that's so cool, so refreshing, and it's so simple because it really is just sliding puzzles. By the way, I'm playing this on the Switch, and you can use a controller or you can use touchscreen. It's kind of nice to switch back and forth sometimes. Ooh. Switch back and forth. It's nice because there are some areas where you really need a little bit more precision motion, and I found tapping and swiping on the screen to be a little bit easier than using the D-pad or the analog stick. Yeah. So, I mean, it's an adventure game. It's got dungeons, it's got villages. It
looks really cool.
Yeah, townspeople and weapons. Share one of my videos here.
Both Johnny and I played the demo and gushed about it.
Yeah.
It's preloaded and ready to go on my Switch right now. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, waiting for it to get loaded. Let me share a window. Oh, not that one. I'm going to share a video. There are. Let me pause it. There are. Yeah, you can only move in X or Y direction, but then things open up later in the game. It's only a 6-hour game, I think. So this may be a little bit spoilery to show this, whatever. They said don't stream it. I'm not streaming. This is a video that I captured from the Switch. But hey, you can start to move things around. There's water. There's enemies, and in this video that I'm showing here, I have to get the sword and knock out this monster that's in the way. It's okay, well, how do I do that? You have to kind of go around. I realized after doing this, I recorded this video before. After doing this, I could have done it in a 10th of the moves that I did to get through this. But that's what's so cool about the game, is that there are so many of those moments of how to solve these puzzles. It's written really well. The dialogue is great. The characters are all really interesting, unique, fun characters. It's a little talky. I want to get into the puzzle aspect of whatever the mission that I have to do. For instance, I have to scare away all these birds. By the way, that's really funny. In one of the towns, all right, spoiler. In one of the towns, everybody is holed up in their houses, and because they're relying on these blue mechanical birds to get all of their information and all of their interaction. So why would you go outside when you can have a little blue bird do all your talking for you? Gee, I wonder what that is. But it's like a great a take on the perils of social media. There's so many of these like metaphors within this game that react to that. But it's the like I said, it's an it's sort of a light RPG. It's a Zelda-ish adventure game. There's boss battles, which are all puzzles. It's really accessible, and completing a puzzle is so good. Like I said, I just wish it wasn't as talky, because I want to get into puzzles, and you'll have times where you have to keep clicking the A button to get to the actual like mission part, because the text bubble is only like 2 lines at a time, which sucks. And they'll have like these really nice long stories about. I would have loved that they just go ahead, cover up the screen in text. I will catch up and read at my own speed. I don't need constant little zips of text. I think that was my only little issue with the game. But other than that, I mean, it's just great music, great visual style. And it was preloaded, like you guys are saying, preloaded for a reason for you. I loved everything about this game, and it's rocketed to one of my favorites of the year already. It's been a great year for indie games, and this type of puzzle game, I think, is something that continually draws people in, because once you get the initial conceit of it, which you learn just by touching buttons, you figure out how to move and how to do things in this game. There's no tutorial. You're literally just go. It's like the original Super Mario Brothers game, where you learn to jump you learn that bricks have mushrooms by jumping and accidentally hitting a brick. This game is like, just move and you will eventually figure out new things. Well designed, a lot of fun, great characters, great story, great writing, and I want to go back and keep playing. I wish there was actually more. It's just too short. I would have loved now to see where else they can take this game, because it's short enough where you can knock it out in an afternoon, get 5 or 6 hours in. But then you're like, oh man, I really wanted to see what else they can come up with. And I think I could see in a Ranger future where they're being more novel, but with more ideas too. So really great game, a lot of fun. It's on everything, so play it. Just again, it's Antonio Banderas leaning back, and I was that GIF. That was that GIF.